music, cause fuck it, yo, it's you within. Resort to shoot and win, it's the only solution in. Discuss become through, and fuck it, we gotta do it, man. Treat them right, they treat you right, that's what I tell myself. I love hustling, but I don't really care for jail. Find a nigga built like me, it's kinda rare. You said that he's a heavyweight, but I swear he frail. These niggas never think about the long run, don't matter who was in the front, who won when it was all done. I ain't tough, but I got them killers scared of me. Know everything happened in a new town and I ain't been there a week. Them cats that I deal with rarely speak, but know that I'll die with any secret that they share with me. Check my swag, it gets them mad. I'm sitting back, I'm getting smashed. I'm in my bag, we hit my dabs, getting cash and living fast. Them bitches ask, who is that? I'm in my bag, I'm in my bag. Check my swag, it gets them mad. I'm sitting back, I'm getting cash. I'm in my bag, we hit my dabs, getting cash and living fast. Them bitches ask, who is that? I'm in my bag, I'm in my bag. I'm loyal to a chosen few, avoid most of you. Niggas ain't crippin', but you cooking with them boys in blue. I got a point to prove, make a toast to poison you and outshine your weak shit. Don't ask me, do no jokes with you. I want a point or two, I'm here to destroy a crew. And be a voice for dudes who's starting to get fucking annoyed with you. It's time someone assaulted you, this is overdue. You the new king, then who appointed you? Fool, you about to be scrutinized. I can see through the lies. All you must about to be euthanized and eulogized. As you and I, alone in this coliseum, had to kill him cause he wouldn't stop beefing. After I beat him, Bruce Lee shit, way of the dragon. I'm a master of the grammar, bringing this game back, screaming clear. Like I got them goddamn paddles. Sniper, viper, striker, haggard, dodger, high caliber, magnum, tacking a challenger, and that caravan that'll back you up. What? Check my swag, it gets them mad. I'm sitting back, getting smashed. I'm in my bag, we hitting dabs, getting cash and living fast. Them bitches ask, who is that? I'm in my bag, I'm in my bag. Check my swag, it gets them mad. I'm sitting back, getting smashed. I'm in my bag, we hitting dabs, getting cash and living fast. Them bitches ask, who is that? I'm in my bag, yeah.
There are no.
They're not crap. Like basically, you just wanted to steal. Like Tropical said in the chat, you just wanted to steal. You just wanted to steal. You just wanted to damage. But let me tell you something, and this is what I said before. These are the same people that claim they're scared of the Rona. They don't want to go back to work, but you had no problem protesting with thousands of people in the streets. So just know that you're being recorded. And they just don't understand that. They don't. And I think that it's going to hurt all of us in the long run as black women when we walk out of our houses every day. They don't know if you're a swirler. They don't know that, well, unless you're with your man of another race, they don't know that you're divested. They don't know that.
No, they're going to put us all under the same umbrella.
Mm-hmm. They don't know. They just look at you as a black woman, and you're an easy target.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically making things worse. They don't want to believe that, but it's the truth. Because I'm reading all these stories about these the looting and stuff that's going on, and you literally have people agree with me. They said they're basically making things worse, and it's not helpful to the cause. And I don't understand why black women would be out there fighting in the first place. And in regards to the Breonna Taylor protest, Now, I do have a question for you in regards to that. Do you think that this was genuinely done, or do you think these protests were made because black women were putting their feet on the necks of these people, saying, "Listen, to this day there were no protests for Breonna Taylor, okay, but there are several protests for these men that were shot and killed." Because to me, it seems like the only reason why this protest for Breonna Taylor came about was because black women, once again, keeps calling out the hypocrisy.
Of course. Of course. Because they know, like, okay, I'm trying to keep it really short, but, okay, it's symbolic. They believe, number one, killing a black man is going to create buzz. I mean, I don't want my own, black men to die. Of course not. But the media know that it's going to create buzz. And especially with people putting things on their phones and social media and how things spread. That's going to create more buzz than a black woman being murdered or assaulted. Because they know that, it's symbolic to take down the black man because they know that the man is the head, he's the lead, he's the leader of the race. He's the leader of his people. So it's pretty much saying, if we could take down your men, regardless of their thought patterns, remember, regardless of it, they're just looking at the skin color. If we could take down the black man and kill him in front of all of these people, we know that we can treat your women and your children any way that we want to. It's a statement.
And I get that, but I will say this. At this point, I don't care if they died. Because they didn't care when we died. So, I would say this, just like George Floyd, when he passed away, knowing that he 9 out of 10 had the same mindset as Stephen Jackson. I guarantee you he wasn't thinking about Breonna Taylor. He was not thinking about Tatiana Jefferson or these other women. And I understand what you're saying, but I will say this: they're not our men. They don't, just like they get mad when black women are interracially dating. They say no one can have our women. We don't belong to you. We're not property. We should be able to do what we want. We should be able to date who we choose. They're not our men.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree.
So
and
I say,
like you said earlier,
women,
where were they at when all these black women are dying? There are no protests. No one said anything. And this is why I highly feel in my heart, black women from before this point, but we need to start standing up for black women and black girls. Like, if now black men who have their head on straight want to join, no problem. But that should be our main priority.
Yep. This is how I feel. I basically could care less about them. Let the bodies hit the floor. At this point, I'm only concerned about black women and black girls because, and I can tell you, even as the bodies continue to hit the floor, they will not care about us at all. They don't. They will continuously ignore us. They will continually disrespect us. And this is why I say, black women, when you look in the mirror every day, you need to love yourself. You need to know your worth. Because had black women known their worth, we wouldn't be with these men in the first place. Black women have been programmed to be pro-mammies since birth.
True.
That needs to change. And it's only going to change when we wake up and say no more. Now, yes, black women are saying, okay, I'm going to fall back. But for how long? Because if you want things to change for black girls and women, this can't be just a temporary solution. This can't be a temporary fix. This is why some of these women on social media, I'm giving them the side eye, especially those who, a few weeks ago, clown swirlers, clown divested women, after we done told you, and now, oh yeah, you know what? And they're not going to say, you know what, they were right. They're not going to admit that. They're going to say, yeah, well, we're just going to sit this one out. Really? Just like the resting in my femininity thing, I saw some of them chat. And they said, oh yeah, we should coin this. No, you may want to coin the swirlers and the divested women that said that first, because we've been saying that for a very long time.
And that's what I don't understand.
and I will say this, I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
these men, they never lead the household. They don't. Every other race of men have been raised to take care of their families. These men don't, which is why they constantly get women pregnant and they leave, and then they want to cry about the system of child support. Well, you wouldn't have to worry about that problem if you took care of your responsibility. Like, they literally leave, and then what they do is they'll say, okay, well, things are the way that they are because of single moms. Well, she wouldn't be a single mom if you took care of your responsibilities in the first place. So no, they're not. Many of them are not in the household. They're not. They choose not to. They can make the conscious decision, hey, you know what? I grew up in a single parent household and I know what it's like to see my mom struggle and I see what she had gone through. I don't want that for my kids. They don't have that mindset. They just use an excuse. And then when things go bad, they'll say, oh, well, it's black women's fault. So at this point, they're on their own. Let the bodies hit the floor. We need to focus on black girls, black women, and we need to just do better as for ourselves as women. And we need to show the younger generation that there is better, that they deserve better. Because unfortunately, people in my generation and prior to that, they don't believe that. They don't want to believe that. And black women in our, and I will say this, we are just as much, we're just as guilty because we continue to push this on our young girls and our young women.
I agree.
We normalize this, and it's not normal. We have to take a step back and say, hey, why do we normalize this? This is not normal. Why are we sitting here babying men that should have been taken care of? Now, my thing is, and I said this many times before, when a man introduces himself to you and he says, hi, my name is, he should already have his stuff together. If he doesn't have anything together, then you shouldn't talk to him any further. Black women, nope. We don't do that.
I agree.
We get mesmerized by his charm and his dick game, excuse my language, and then we put ourselves in these situations when we could have prevented it in the first place. It's not normal for women to struggle. We as black women have been raised that it's a problem if we expect men to step up. So when these black women are dating these non-black men, we're like, wow. I can tell you from experience, I'm not expected to lift a finger for anything. That's an insult.
Exactly.
That is an insult. And I will have to say, when I first started dating him, I was taken aback because I was like, wait, what? Because unfortunately, black women were not raised to believe that this was normal. We sat there and we saw our parents struggle. We saw what they dealt with. So we thought that was normal, and it wasn't.
Exactly.
And as
Exactly.
much as mothers tried to cover it up and make it seem like everything was okay, you don't think about it until you're an adult. You realize, no, they weren't okay. They were putting on a facade. They weren't okay. They knew it wasn't normal. So we need to take what we know and we got to do better. As black women, we need to do better because the younger generations, they're listening, they're watching. We don't need them to go through the same fate as we have. Unfortunately, you're going to have some people, they're not going to wake up, let them be. They want to continue to be the mammies that they continue to be, let them be. The bodies will hit the floor and theirs will fall right down along with the men that they were mamming for. I refuse to be that woman.
I completely agree with you. However, there's a difference between boys and men.
That is
there's a huge difference. So even though they could have a beard, they could be in their 30s, 40s, whatever, older than a child, older than 12, and they still have the mentality of a boy. So it's more mental, not physical. And that's something that us as black women need to understand. My son is more mature than men in their 30s, and he's only 12 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can I sit up here and have like a straight conversation with him and he understands everything because his father and I, we talk to him. We do things with him. He knows what the society is about and his role, going to being a man is supposed to be and what's required of him already. But you have grown men that just, they don't get it because they have the mentality and mindset of a boy, not a man. And that's so sad because in slavery and even sometimes today, they'll call a grown black man a boy.
So thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for to with following my channel. I do appreciate it, and hope that you
Thank
come again
you.
soon. You're welcome.
God bless. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I have time for one more call. One more call. If you want to call in, and this is just my view of things. Hey, Chaz, I get what the last caller was saying. I definitely understand what she was saying. But these men got to learn how to take responsibility. They know exactly what they're doing, and they continuously do it. And they continuously do it because black women allow it. They're going to continue to be boys. They're going to continue to act like that. So when we don't hold them accountable, they're of course going to make excuses, and they're going to push back, and they're going to threaten and disrespect us because unfortunately that's what they do. My job is not to save these men. At this point, it's their problem. I don't care. I don't care. The bodies will hit the floor, and the mammies will go right along with them. Let them take the fall. Now, I am hoping that black women and black girls take my message on my channel seriously. We are at a trying time right now. This is showtime. Things that swirlers and divested women have been saying for the past few years, they are coming to pass right now. The line has been drawn, ladies. What are you going to do? Because it's either put up or shut up time. Either you're going to look yourselves in the mirror and realize that you are a woman first and put your needs first and relax in your femininity, or you're going to fall. Those type of women that were out there protesting, you can't tell me they didn't know what was going on. Social media is a powerful thing. Even if you don't have a Facebook, even if you don't have a Twitter, you have some form of social media. You know. So at this point, you see how things are being played out, and you continuously put your life on the line, you continuously make excuses for them. To hell with you. A man, when he introduces himself to you, he should have been raised as it is. If he's not, then his family failed him, point blank in a period. That is not our job to do. I have a son too, and let me tell you something. He wouldn't be doing this crap. I know that. I know that much. You literally have these women saying, my sons, my sons, my sons. Okay? You don't see these men, when a woman gets shot down, you don't hear them saying, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, my wife, my girlfriend, my sister, my cousin, my grandma. They don't care. They don't care. We need to start holding people accountable, and like someone said in the chat, you are responsible for your own actions. You know the difference between right and wrong. And when you choose to do wrong and then turn around and cape or make an excuse as to why you're doing wrong, something is wrong with you. A woman knows, for example, black women, many of them grew up in a single parent household. You saw the struggles that your mother went through. You saw the things that she dealt with. Why would you go up, lay up with a Dusty that has nothing to offer you, get knocked up by him, and then turn around and cry about being a single mother when you saw the signs right then and there? You are now having to suffer due to the choices that you chose to make. These men are choosing not to protect you. They're choosing not to provide for you. They're choosing not to respect you. They don't want you. So to put your lives on the line for these damn men, it doesn't make sense to me. Let me tell you what's going to happen now. And now they see that black woman is saying, I'm falling back. They're running scared. That's why they're reacting the way that they're reacting. They thought that you were bluffing. They thought that black women were bluffing when they turned around and said, nope, I'm sitting back. It's not my fight, it's not my problem. Another black man shot and killed. They called us bluff. They thought, oh no, that was just a one-time thing. They'll come to their senses. They'll be out there protesting for us. We'll get a huge following. We'll get a lot of support. And when they realized that George Floyd passed away, and many more women have said, nope, I'm sitting this out, they became pissed. So when you have black women on their social media pages turning around and saying, I'm not promoting, I'm not going to keep talking about it, I'm sitting this out, they're mad. And what do? They act like children and name call when they can't get what they want. They're having hissy fits. You literally have these Dusties on social media saying it was better if a black woman had died. That's how they feel about you. They basically told you, I don't give a damn about you. We don't care about the lives of black girls and women. This is why they're trying to shut you up when as black women, you're sitting here talking about the lives of black women that have been lost throughout the days, the months, the years. They don't care. They only care when something happens to them and not before. So what I'm saying is it's not doing us any favors by saying my black sons, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They're not out here saying my daughters, my mother, my sisters, my aunts, nothing. There was a story the other day that got my attention, that pissed me off. There was a 73 or 75-year-old black woman. She was shot and killed in the grocery store in D.C. And all she was trying to do was break up a fight. And you literally had these Negroes recording it. She died. Do you hear me? She was a grandmother, a great-grandmother, I believe. Do you see them out here protesting in honor of her? They don't care because she was a black woman. So they don't care how old or young you are. They don't care. Hey, Juanita. They always do that, Arts Fairies. They always use our talking points. That's how you know they're watching. That's how you know they're listening. And then what they're trying to do is they're trying to bully us. Some of them are easily manipulated. I'm not one of those women. And let me tell you something. These same black male identified women, they have sons, and these sons go out here, commit crimes, and they go to jail. Who's the first one they call to bail them out? Mama. And guess who? Mama is the dumb one, is the first to run out there and put money on his bail. For what? And say, no, my son would never do that. He was a straight A student. He would never do such a thing. You knew he did something like that. Then they'll say, oh, black people are oppressed. What oppression have I suffered? I'm almost 39 years old. What oppression am I dealing with on a daily basis? Can you tell me? These women that are out here protesting and then they go on social media and they share their grievances, their lives are being threatened people, by the same people that they want to protest for. Does that make sense? You think I'm going to put my life on the line to protest for you when you threaten my life? You think I'm going to care for you at this point when you threaten me and you threaten my family? You basically just gave me two middle fingers and you told me how you feel about me. So there's no way that I'm going to be standing on the front lines protesting for you. Ain't no way. The young black girl that she recorded what happened with George Floyd, and I think she was 17. If someone could remember her name, post it in the comments. Literally, they have been threatening her on social media, but you don't see here these same people saying my black daughter. They do, because they always say it could have been my brother or my nephew. Whew. So, should I take in one more phone call? You guys tell me, should I take in one more phone call? Hi, Alicia. I'm going to take in one more phone call. If you want to call in, the number is 301-245-1343. If any of my mods could post that phone number in the chat so people can see, I'm going to take one more call and then I'm going to close the line. So I'll say it one more time. The number is 301-245-1343. Thank you, Springflower. One more person wants to call in. And make sure you get the likes up. There are 25 people listening. Please get the likes up. That's probably how they felt, Juanita. And they probably did. He called himself trying to pass a $20 bad check. Now, people say it's not true. Some people say it is. But I'm so curious. Where's his friend, Steven Jackson? Why couldn't he loan his dude the $20? See, many of us need to understand that we wouldn't be in these situations in the first place if we didn't put ourselves in these predicaments. So I'm going to take in one more call. If someone wants to call in, I still have a few minutes. Okay, Mika, if you or someone else wants to call in, you can. I'm going to take one more phone call. I just want to hear your opinions. The number is 301-245-1343. Don't be scared to call in. Like, we've had some good calls this morning so far, and I like how everything has been civilized. I hate when you go into these shows and they have these call-ins and it's just out of control in the chat and the phone calls, and then it's too much. We should be able to have a conversation as adults, and that's my goal. I want everyone to have fun in this call on this call in. I want to be able to hear people's thoughts, to hear other people's views. So I'm gonna go ahead and take one more call. If the mods can post the phone number in the chat for people to see. And while we're waiting for someone to call, is there anything else that you guys want to discuss? Or do you think everything has been covered on this particular live stream? Tropical says, so the real question is why this dude didn't have at least $20 to his name. But they don't want to talk about that, do they? Nope. I mean, you know, things have to, I know times are hard right now because of the Rona. But trying to pass a $20 check a basket? Whew. These mammies and these black identified women have taken the spotlight for too long, and they've made things more complicated for us. So they do need to get out the way. And Mika also said media and other groups of people, they do get off on black women being at the bottom, being disrespected, hurt, and killed. Which is a good point. Because if you think about it, they look at us, they realize that we're not valued, we're not protected, and we're disrespected. So they continuously do things to us because they know that no one is going to come to our aid. They know that no one else cares. So that's why they do what they do. And it's not surprising. So now everyone wants to sit there and pretend like they're shocked because they see that we're sitting back. I'm going to take this one last call, and it's from the 949 area code. Hold on. Good morning. This is Loving Life. Who is this?
Hi, my name is Arda. I love your show, love him. Thank you so much for doing this live stream.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you for calling in. So, what do you want to talk about today? Well, you know, in regards to what we were talking about today, the question is, do you think that now that things are happening the way that they are, black women are sitting out, do you think that this is going to be a permanent change for black women?
Yes, I do. I also believe that there's going to be a splitting. There's going to be a purge. It's whether those that are going to stay on one side or go to another. Like you said, there's going to be no straddling the fence. And I think it's because we have come to the point where I think we're always realizing that black men, from how I see it, from my perspective, they're taking their insecurities out on black women, especially because they haven't formed a well-regulated militia to go against groups that are really killing our people like cattle. I mean, and what I don't understand is where all the gang members at? They have guns. We have blood, Crips, Vice Lords, foes, GDs. Where are they at? This white man should have been taken care of with his family. What's the problem? But they want to talk about black women all day.
All day. About their hair, makeup, things that aren't even important. But they feel that
exactly.
But what they fail to realize is that they're losing this war. Now, I am going to say this. Not every black woman is going to be saved. Because at this point, the line has been drawn. Either you're going to get on to the good side or the bad side. And if you choose to be on the bad side, well, God help you. But that's what's going on right now. This is the same ones where they feel that it's normal to be out. And they're still defending, carrying their children in tow while they're protesting. Like, for what? Because in this community, there is no community, and black women and children do not matter. Well, the black boys maybe, but not the girls and the women. Think about it. I'm in the DC area, and so many black girls have turned up missing, and we don't hear anything about them. Nothing.
And the thing is that our community, the black men, because like the word says, like the black men are supposed to be the head, or the male is supposed to be the head. They're supposed to be leading onto finding solutions to these problems. That is their role, is to be the head. I mean, and because black women, let's put it this way, we have been the soldiers so long, we are literally, it's automatically expected for us to stand up. That's really how it is.
And they don't and you're right. Well, see, what they don't understand is you can't sit here and say, well, black women are masculine and they're this and they're that. What do you expect when you automatically expect black women to take on the role of men? It's not normal. You don't see other races expecting their women to take on the role of a man. That's shameful. And the so-called black community is normal. It is normal. And it's I don't know when women are going to wake up and realize you are women first. You are supposed to be feminine. These are the same people that will make women feel guilty about wanting a man who's going to provide. Even in the Bible, it says a man should be able to provide. Are you kidding me? It's expected in other cultures that men are to provide for their families. That's why let me tell you something. The reason why you don't see other races of women saying the things that we do, because they're not expected to take on the same roles as we do. So when black women are like, hold on, I'm not doing this. I'm not protesting. I'm not taking on that manly role. They're getting upset. They're saying we're whores and we're users and we're all types of negative things because they can't pull that game on us anymore. That's the problem now. See, social media is a powerful tool, and they see that. You know what I mean?
I completely understand. We're expected to do everything, and what really hurts, to my heart and to my soul, is like these men are coming from black women, and they know, regardless of what happens, they're depending on a black woman in one way or another. Yes, probably if your mama wasn't there, their auntie helped raise them. Grandma helped raise them. Their sisters. Black females have.
How you doing? I'm your neighborhood nigga. America label me nigga. I'm melanated, I'm blessed. America say I'm a nigga. Original man, oh yes. In America labeled a nigga. My genes are dominant, yes. But America say I'm a nigga. I'm the image of God in the flesh. But America say I'm a nigga. Peace, God. What's a day's math? Understand the knowledge, break it down fast. All being born to freedom, yo. You know the shit our people never had. These savages that keep robbing us for every little thing we ever had. They took stolen people to stolen land. They don't even want to pay reparations. Damn, these are sad facts. Look at the whips on my back. I'm strong, I won't collapse. I'm not a lab rat. Your religion, I made that. You wanna cover up that. They dying off at a rapid pace. They scared as fuck to fade it black. You can't beat Mother Nature or duck your karma. Shoot every fucking cop that try to harm you. No man can judge me, fucking your honor. Aim at the White House with a rocket launcher. And you cool motherfuckers, yeah, we dumping on you. Tap deck Sambo, got a bullet for you. Black sector mafia, yeah, we riding on you. Civil War Part 2, yeah, we try to warn you. I'm melanated, I'm blessed. America called me a nigga. The original man, oh yes. In America labeled a nigga. My genes are dominant, yes. but America say I'm a nigga. I'm the image of God in the flesh, but America say I'm a nigga.
Looking through my eyes, white men see the same color. We don't see the same, cause when they see me, they don't say brother. Skin never light a human struggle when the pain was adjacent to the same Lord's curse that he reigned on us. Some just think I miss, cause I ain't feeling typical. As all of the kids I grew up with, but I'm a nigga for. Never ignorant while I get to go accomplish it. Forever with the shits, if we click up like some Amish men. Descendant of some cotton picking men for Virgin Islands. Harlem's been my origin, that crack, era horror flick. Theater was the projects with open drama locked us up. 50 from a black sector, mobilize a mafia. Better come together for Agenda 30, take us out. Separate from the head, they take out greatest out and make us fell. Time to turn the guns around and bustle in the street land. 5 shots per cop for every NWGA.
Man, they say that it'll never change in my lifetime. I'm trying, but I feel the same. Crooked America put a stain on our mind frames, got us still stuck in a chain.
And the only difference is what? Nowadays change come in a different form. Street ties to extend the wicked arms. Gotta divide us cause they don't wanna see us swarm. Love a nigga when a nigga doing what you want. Hate a nigga when he shine, try to block sun. Hats off to the minstrel show. Earn stripes what it's like when a pistol blow. And that's what? Full circle. Families where it starts. Wanna hit the road, but they only wanna see you park. This a dark road and the outlook spooky. Real life soundtrack to the Get Out movie. Ooh wee.
I'm melanated, I'm blessed. America called me a nigga. The original man, oh yes. In America labeled a nigga. My genes are dominant, yes. But America say I'm a nigga. I'm the image of God in the flesh. But America say I'm a nigga.
N-I-G-G-A, nigga. Semi-squeeze, spray, trigger. Anybody play with us? Crooked cops, they all killers. That white lady clutching the purse when I walk in the room. She think I'm a robber. They wanna silence my voice, cause if I get to talking, they know I'm a problem. It's vibe, baby, odd, maybe, calm, crazy. This is what America made me. Schizophrenic, please don't panic. It's cryptogenic. I lost my senate, I lost my house and all its tenants. My screws are loose, my brain's demented, my soul's tormented, my thoughts are bending. I'm on edge. Cops holding court in the street like Judge Dredd. They aiming right for a nigga head. They wanna see us fail. Built the project, sent dope through the mail. And even though you're 23, I was in your cell. They can never lock a man's mind up in jail. What the fuck they gon' do if we fight back? We'll take this motherfucking shit right back. Have you ever seen whips on a white back? I'ma write that down, yeah, I like that. Like that.
I'm melanated, I'm blessed. America called me a nigga. The original man, oh yes. In America labeled a nigga. My genes are dominant, yes. But America say I'm a nigga. I'm the image of God in the flesh. But America say I'm a nigga. Nigga. Welcome to America. Welcome to America. Welcome to America.
Jones.
God damn, I can't take so much more. This shit was trash. Hey, YJ, the producer's trash. This shit is trash. LA's trash. Bob Powers is trash on this song. Nothing against you, dog. This song is garbage. Port City ain't got nothing against you. This shit is trash, though.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break. Leave it alone. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break.
YJ said take a break from the Anna, but haters got Jones the stronger than Indiana. Watching all my moves, cause you ain't making none. Stay counting all my cake, cause you ain't baking none. Most of these haters ain't never done nothing creative or starting this situation inspired by starvation. What do you get from hatred? I'm trying to figure out. I'm making money, making moves, and I'm peeling out. This nigga right back over here up in his feelings now. He no longer talking boxing, he talking killing now. So what the fuck we supposed to do? We supposed to shoot it out? Brother, we supposed to be brothers, brother, let's talk about it.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break. Look, it's no way in hell that I can let that hinder the rise. Been through the fire and I couldn't let that enter the pride. They don't know the half of it, better get a third. Listen to every word, chit chat for the birds. Listen here, I cannot be deterred. So I told him, get your hate up, I'm still silent. Not affected by the bull, told him chill. Silence. Thicker the skin, the bigger the wind. I'm trying to see my people rise, I just don't know when. can't see how when the crowd's always pulling you down. Told my brother you can have that. There go the crown, now run with it. When you done with it, pass the baton. It's real game for the radio, you know what I'm on. Come on, come on. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break.
How I feel to be a slave in 2019. Visions of being free, still stuck in a pipe dream. I see burning crosses within the night's gleam. And you in the grocery store licking ice cream. I was raised by wolves and drug dealers. Wouldn't harm one white man, but love to kill niggas down. That's self-hatred. This the dilemma that we all face with. Now you can run from it or face it. What does it mean to be black? Living inside this wicked habitat. Well, if it's beef, you better cattle that, cuz ever since Martin Luther King had a dream, it's been a nightmare, bullet holes and triple beams.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break.
Every messiah has a Judas. Every lie starts from a rumor. Every straight bullet has a shooter. For every drug, there's a drug abuser. For every winner, there's a fucking loser. I was raised around coke movers, AR big boy shooters. This lifestyle is deadly, it will slowly seduce you. I'm haunted in my dreams, my conscience is my Kruger. I'm trying to balance my goddamn with a hallelujah, hallelujah. Hate is like a cancerous tumor, eats at the hearts of men. You fuck this Kama Sutra. I lost my best friend at the age of 15. Got shot in the head by his brother, what does that mean? I am trapped in this unwakeable fucking bad dream. I'm crying at the moment as I rap and sit green. Look at the pain that hatred brings. Shit so self-destructive, it make kings start killing kings.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break. Leave it alone. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break. Let's go. Yeah, let's talk about that hatred, man.
Hell die. Jada Arthur, Bob Powers, Court City.
Man, I swear to God, I thought this was the motherfucking 80s. I thought I was listening to some Public Enemy 1989, a number. God, this is trash. This some radio right here, bullshit. God damn, man. I swear to God, I ain't heard that this garbage since Benzino, man. This shit is horrible. Oh my God. What was the RSO? Was that Benzino's little whack ass? This shit, Jesus Christ, man. This shit take us back to the 80s. Hey, hip hop, every good hip. Hey, man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I give this 0 stars out of 5. This shit is awful.
Jones.
God damn, I can't take it so much more. This shit was trash. Hey, YJ, the producer's trash. This shit is trash. LA's trash. Bob Powers is trash on this song. Nothing against you, though. This song is garbage. Port City ain't got nothing against you. This shit is trash, though.
Yeah. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break. Leave it alone. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break.
YJ said take a break from the Anna, but haters got Jones is stronger than Indiana. Watching all my moves, cause you ain't making none. Stay counting all my cake, cause you ain't baking none. Most of these haters ain't never done nothing creative or starting this situation inspired by starvation. What do you get from hatred? I'm trying to figure out. I'm making money, making moves, and I'm peeling out. This nigga right back over here up in his feelings now. He no longer talking boxing, he talking killing now. So what the fuck we supposed to do? We supposed to shoot it out? Brother, we supposed to be brothers, brother, let's talk about it.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you, give it a break. Look, it's no way in hell that I can let that hinder the rise. Been through the fire and I couldn't let that enter the pride. They don't know the half of it. Better get a third, listen to every word. Chit chat for the birds. Listen here, I cannot be deterred.
They
So I
don't,
told them, get your hate up.
don't get it. They think the worst of us when we're the ones who are actually having their back. That white woman didn't have George Floyd Black. Come on now, we both know that.
She sure didn't. Did you see the picture of her with her earrings? Seems like they're emulating black culture, but hey, that's another story. But you see what she did. Not even 24 hours later, he's not even 6 feet under the ground. She changed her Facebook status to single. So that goes to show you how she really felt.
It's so sad. It's you know what? It's really sad. And the main thing I want to know, where's Tommy Sotomayor and all of his followers? He ain't done nothing to go and get this white man that just murdered this brother.
Sure not. They're silent.
I just want to know.
Oh, they're silent. Of course they're silent. They don't want to say anything, but let a black woman do something and slip up. Oh, it's a problem. Just like it's a problem how they're sitting here and they say how black women ain't shit. And, they say all these things. But these are the same ones that's allowing George Zimmerman to be alive.
Walking the streets freely.
But they don't have the guts to put their words into action. And what black women need to stop doing is allowing these men to walk all over them and disrespect them. Like the first caller said, Michelle, with a certain person's live stream, literally, she said, we're not advocating for them. Do you know she made another live stream where she basically said, I'm going to say the male counterparts are no longer invited to the discussion. Do you know they still tried to chew her out? They will never understand the plight of black women. They don't. All they know is that if you as a black woman don't do what they say, if you don't listen to their orders, you're all kinds of disrespectful things. They literally, and I'm sitting here thinking, if they're saying these things to her, how are they treating their wives, their girlfriends, fiancés, their daughters? How are they treating other women? I'm like, black women, if you don't wake up, they're basically telling you in a nutshell how they feel. Don't just listen to their words, watch their actions. The fact that they said the things that they said to her, I'm like, there's nothing else you need to know.
That is horrific. That is horrific. And I feel so bad. I really feel bad for the next generation of black girls. I really do. I have younger siblings, and I fear for them. I mean, what am I supposed to say? I mean, I'm just don't date black men. You know what I mean? I know all black men aren't like this. I obviously know that. But my goodness, this is ridiculous.
It's past ridiculous. And unfortunately, we've allowed this to happen. And that's why we need to take a stand. And I do have hope for the future for black women, the younger black women, because I do see that they're calling everything out. I do see that they're not afraid to speak the truth, and I do see that they're not afraid of opening up their options. So they are doing something that the previous generations were not doing. And I just hope that it continues to be this way, because unfortunately, now I'm 38, almost 39. I was born in 82. Basically, my generation and the ones prior to that, many of them can't be saved. They're stuck in their ways. Either they want to change or they don't. Because we were raised to be that, black men come first before black women. We were raised to put them and their wants and their needs before ours. And look where it's gotten us. Nowhere.
Exactly. And you're supposed to put someone on a pedestal that is worthy of it. And I think that we're just putting Dusties and Scum on a pedestal, and it's making our people look so bad. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to bash black men, but I have to keep it like it is because it's the truth. Yep. It's just the truth.
And you're seeing that now, unfortunately, with them being gunned down, and black women are taking their stand, and they say, listen, we're sitting this one out. That's your fight. Deal with it. Shit's about to hit the fan, like someone just said. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And this is just my prediction now. Call me crazy, but I'm going to see a lot more black women dating outside their race. I'm going to see a lot of women, black women, if they feel that it's not their option, they'd rather be single. And when you see black women take these measures, they know that they're fucked. So there's a saying, it says, you don't know how good something is until it's gone. And they're about to find this out. They are about to find this out. I'm hoping that our younger generations, they get their act together. Because as you can see, the younger generation, these younger males, they are carrying on the same mindset. Middle school boys. You can't sit there and tell me they care about black women. Now, black women did outside their race, oh, these men are going to use you as a fetish. They don't love you. But you're sitting there promoting music and movies that openly disrespects black women.
Exactly. And I do put that also on the parents as well, because they do have a responsibility to gear what their children watch. I have a son. I have one. And, you know, this is what I have to do as a parent. So once again, yes, it does come also a little bit on the parents, but a lot of the things that are coming out of black men's mouth on social media, it is horrific. And it's sad because not all black men think that way, but you could just take, one or two, and they're just going to label all black men like that. Other races, that's what they're doing. After that young lady had gotten jumped in New York by those 15 black gentlemen, I'm like, right here, this is how other races are looking. Even though your son or your daughter, whatever, they're not even thugs. This is the mindset that's going to go in other people's minds of how black men are, all of them.
Yep.
As a collective. It's just not as, oh, that's my son, he goes to college. They don't care. He's still going to be stereotyped as one of those gentlemen.
Yep.
No matter what. And black men do not understand that they are destroying themselves. They don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yep. And you know what? I have one more question to ask you, and then I'm going to close up the phone lines. Hi, everyone that just came in. So if you notice with George Floyd, there are people protesting. You notice how they've been looting, setting buildings on fire, damaging property. Which, by the way, I don't think that it's necessary to do. But hey, so with that being said, do you think that's going to put a bigger target on our backs? Because in my opinion, I think it is. And what's worse is that you got black women that were out there protesting doing this crap.
Of course it is. I mean, the police department, I do agree with that one, because we know that's where this white man who murdered George Floyd was employed. That right there I would agree with. But to rob Target and just act a fool like that and to vandalize the neighborhood, no, I do not. I believe, once again, they should have found out where that white police officer lived, hunted him down, and took care of business. Straight up.
Yep. Because I think it's going to put a bigger target on our backs now, no matter where we are. And it's the same thing with the protests that they did with Breonna Taylor. I believe last night, they said there were shots fired, 7 people were hurt.
Oh my!
What's going on now? It's like violence is not the